Hey, welcome to the call, everybody. We are so excited that you are here with us. This is a great welcome for all of you. Thank you for partnering with us with Team Freedom. I am Jessica Potterton. I have been with the Juice Plus Company for about 5 years now. So excited that you are on this journey with us, on this path with us. This is the path that I have chosen this morning. It's a great path here up in the Poconos, and I have the freedom to be up here with my family. Just drop it a hat, last minute invitation to come up and spend a couple of days in the Poconos, because now I have time freedom. And it is something that I never imagined would happen when I first decided to say yes to Juice Plus. So we're going to introduce ourselves here. We've got some of our partners in our leadership team with Team Freedom that are going to talk with you a little bit here. But I just wanted to first say welcome. So excited you've linked arms with us, and I cannot wait to see where your road is going to lead you. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story and where my Juice Plus journey began. It started with my girls, who are now, they are 9 and 11, and they were 4 and 6 at the time that we started Juice Plus. And they were picky eaters. They were not getting the fruits and vegetables in. And Juice Plus was introduced to me as a solution for a need that I had, where I was having food fights with my girls and always trying so hard to get the fruits and vegetables into them. My background is I'm a registered respiratory therapist. I have been at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia for now 24 years. So working there, you start to realize that you need to do everything that you can to keep your kids well. And I'm also an asthmatic, and my kids were wheezers, and they were wheezing every time they got sick. I thought they were going down the same path that I was going down. And I just knew I needed to build their immune system and help them get stronger so that they could fight off whatever came their way. So Juice Plus was introduced. We started taking it, and the craziest thing happened is they not only started to feel better, but they started eating their fruits and vegetables, and they started, the one was on Miralax every single day, and I didn't have to give her that anymore. She had normal bowel movements. Sorry if that's too much information. But we have not really, they had 2 episodes of food poisoning in the last 5 years, my one older daughter. And other than that, they've been well. And we have not missed days of school, where we were missing them constantly before. And when I started taking Juice Plus, I did it for the kids, to be the role model, to show them, okay, this is what mom's doing too. I know you don't want to do it, because I have one that gives me a little bit of trauma and doesn't want to take it all the time. But it was a necessity. It was you can't do this before you walk out the door. It was non-negotiable. So anyway, since we started taking it, I've noticed a change in my body, in my workouts, in my ability to do things, in my energy levels. I have done so many different things, one simple change at a time. And that has been my way of life for the past 5 years. And I am healthier now than I was 5 years ago. And I don't have the inflammation and the pain that I used to have. So that's why I started sharing Juice Plus with my friends and family. You're going to meet some of them here in a minute, because I'm so excited about the results that we got, and that my kids are no longer wheezing. Like, that is crazy for me to know. Like, they'll get a sniffle, they fight it immediately, and they don't go to the wheeze. So I started sharing just organically, because that's what you do when you find a good restaurant. You tell people about it. So I started sharing my story, and now I have this incredible business of all these amazing people, and now you are one of them, that have joined and locked arms with us, that care about people, that want to help people get better. And over and over and over again, I hear these amazing stories of how just good nutrition has helped fuel their bodies and has helped them, whether it's achieve physical performance goals or health goals or whatever it might be. Or, I have a friend who had MS, who had tingling down her arm, and Juice Plus, she started taking that, and that, these great stories. It's just amazing. I'm going to get really excited about it, but sharing what has happened for people just getting good nutrition in their body has now enabled me to be here in the Poconos, to be able to be home with my kids. I was working when I signed my contract for Juice Plus. I just did it to save some money, because my girlfriend was doing that, and I'm a bargain hunter, and that made sense to me. And now that we're into this 5 years later, and I've just been sharing and caring about people normally, I have this great business where I can work when I want to. I make my own schedule. I do not have a schedule in the hospital, and I'm not going to work for 14-hour days anymore. I'm up here playing with my girls in the summertime. And I'm able to do that because of our Juice Plus business and because of the amazing people that we have partnered with. So I'm really excited to hear where your journey is going to take you. And you just never know the possibilities that are before you. And, it's those little small 20 seconds of courage where you open your mouth and say, I don't know if this is going to be a fit for you, but do you want to hear about something that's worked for me and my family? And those small 20 seconds of courage have brought me to a place where we have time freedom and we have the ability to do what we want to do and live our lives and enjoy life, which I never realized was possible. And someone asked me what I dreamed of, where my goals were. I didn't really have any big dreams because I was always living paycheck to paycheck. And I didn't think that I could have time freedom. Like someone said, if you had time freedom, what would you do? And I was like, I don't know. Well, now I know, and I'm loving it. So I've got to share with you the person that shared Juice Plus with me. She is a nurse who was a respiratory therapist with me, but it's like over 10 years ago now. It's like 14 years ago maybe that she left me in respiratory and went on to become a nurse. And she's an amazing nurse. She is an amazing leader in our company, and she's an amazing friend. And I am so grateful that she opened her mouth at a crazy white elephant party and had the courage to share with me what she was doing with her family, because it has made a difference in our health, in our lifestyle, and it has made me a better mom and a happier mom and able to be there for my kids. And I cannot thank her enough. So I want to introduce Anne-Marie DeLuca, and she's going to share with you a little bit about her Juice Plus journey.
Thank you, Jessica. I'm loving that scenery in the background there. Look beautiful as ever. So how awesome is it that these are the teammates that we have on this Zoom call? But absolutely, time freedom is something that I think we all yearn for. And I would have never known the difference of what that was. I'm going to say 7 years ago now. So 7 years ago was when I was introduced to this product, Juice Plus. And it really was one of those things I wasn't looking for, probably like most of you here. I happened to meet someone in passing, and she was really into health and wellness, and she wanted to invite me to a lecture. And I was so passionate about it back then. I was, pregnant with my third child, and it made sense to me. Actually, I was not pregnant at that time. It just made sense to me. No, I was. This is how long. No, I wasn't. Oh my goodness. So when she first started inviting me, it was 3 years. It took 3 years for me to finally get to an event. And that's when I was pregnant. But don't give up on those that we keep inviting. 3 years from my first event. And I was sold. I listened to this physician just lecture about disease and what we should be eating and what we're not getting in our bodies. And it made such sense to me. My mother was diagnosed, and she ended up passing away with colon cancer. So as we know, that's something that runs in our families. They have traded that to be in our genes. And I was going down that path. And I listened to this physician give this lecture on how we can turn off those genes and change who we are in our makeup and pass that down to our family. And it made so much sense that I knew I wasn't getting what I needed to in my body. And she had a solution that she recommended, just that gap. And that gap is exactly what I needed. So after the lecture, I needed to get these fruits and vegetables into my body ASAP. And I had to track down who was actually selling it. And when I did, they continued to, just invite me to learn more about it, not just the sale of the product, but learn more about how I can take care of myself and really what the research showed about these fruits and vegetables. And I was not looking for a business. As I did say I was pregnant with my third child, and I just wanted to learn how I could take care of myself and my children. As I learned more about how this product was changing so many lives, I knew I needed to get it into so many other people. And I really wanted my husband to get on it, but he was also looking for a bargain and thought, well, Anne-Marie, if you want me to get on this product, you're going to have to get it for free. So how in the world am I going to get a product for free? I went back to the person who introduced me to it, that I was already sending referrals to. And she said, Anne-Marie, just continue doing what you're doing, sharing the product, and we'll get his product for free. So it took maybe a month or two. I was on the product already for probably 4 or 5 months before I was able to convince him to go. And I did have to convince him. He has colitis, and he was taking a lot of pills, 16 pills of Azicol a day. And he didn't want to rock the boat. He didn't want to change anything. But for me, I knew that I felt so healthy. And now the baby that I was nurturing inside me was getting healthy, and my other two children were, and I needed him to as well. And it took some time. I got up, put him on the regimen. It changed his life. Fast forward, now we are 7 years later. My husband is so healthy. He runs, he takes care of himself. His skin color is so different. And as far as the health of me, I know that I have turned off those genes. I feel 100% healthier than I ever did in my 20s. Turning 47. And if I look back 20 years ago, 27, I was just, always healthy and taking care of myself, but never felt like I was nurturing my insides. And I feel that way now. And with this much passion about a product and seeing the changes in my own family, I can't not introduce it to people. And when I do, and I do those follow-up calls with customer care, it's amazing the difference that they feel too, because I know they feel that nurture inside them. And as a nurse, I see all of the sickness, and I can't help people the way that I can help. I can on that day that I have contact with them, I can, hold their hand and walk them through a process. But something that we've all learned, if things are going to change, it's got to be from that person. They have to feel the change. I feel like Juice Plus, the product, gives them that chance because it's not a one-day fix. It continues day in, day out. And that's when we think about the expense, the cost, it's nothing. It's so cheap for the lives that we're changing. And when we think about a 4-month product, I don't want to run out of a product after a month. I need 4 months to be able to get into that household and know that they have 4 months that they're going to be willing to try this. And after that, if they're not feeling a difference, that means we need more education with them. So I'm hoping that this Voxer is just sharing some stories that we have, the health that it brought to our families. But going back to this business opportunity, Jess, I agree with you. To have that time freedom for me to be able to work less at the hospital and more with passionate people that care about having a better life, not only nutritionally, but just financially, that we have that option to say and do more. I get so excited to be with all of you. When we have our team gatherings, that excites me. My heart pounds to think that I don't have to ever think about retirement. I don't ever want to retire. This is something that I want to do forever. I mean, when I want to be 70, 80 years old and be so healthy and sharing this product and being somebody that's living the mission. And that's what we are. We talk about living the mission team, but we do. And I am so thankful for people on our team, not Potterton, just there in our outside world, sharing her vision. And then we have Whitney and Jessica Pellicciotto also. And I'm going to turn this over to Jessica Pellicciotto. But before I do, I just have to say thank you for her being the voice behind all of our questions and answers when it comes to nutrition, because we are not experts. We're experts within ourselves and what we've known that has changed for us and our families. But we're marketing a product to so many others and bringing education. But we have Jessica Pellicciotto to thank for just fine-tuning things. When we have a question, we can actually take it back to a professional. Thank you so much, Jessica Pellicciotto, for being that voice behind all of us and always willing to get on a 3-way call. So thank you. I love you, and I'm passing it off.
Oh, thanks, Anne-Marie. Well, I think, yes, I may be a registered dietitian, but I think first and foremost, the 4 of us all have a common thread that we're all moms that greatly care about our kids' nutrition. And I think that's the common thing that brought all of us together and wanted to bring Juice Plus into our lives. I was introduced to Juice Plus a little over 10 years ago when I was working at a health fair. And at the time, Juice Plus actually did not really resonate with me. I'm somebody that was educating people on the fact that they needed to eat fruits and vegetables. And I was struggling with how could I, get fruits and vegetables into them in a capsule form when I really want to educate them on getting it in through their food first. And what really resonated with me when Juice Plus was introduced to me about 4 years ago was the fact that I spent the last 12 to 15 years counseling people about how to make lifestyle changes. And it was at that moment when I realized Juice Plus does make sense, because making behavior changes is so hard to do. And that was what really made Juice Plus make sense to me, is that I can flood these people's bodies with all these different nutrients as they're going through all of these other great behavior changes. So when Juice Plus was introduced to me by Jess Potterton 4 years ago, I had had my youngest son, and when he was born, he just came out sick. And it really, really, kind of rocked my world a little bit. I had these two other healthy boys. Here I am, registered dietitian. I'm eating well. I'm nurturing myself. I'm breastfeeding. I'm doing everything that we're supposed to be doing to give our baby the best environment that it could possibly have. But somewhere along the lines, he had a very compromised immune system when he was born. He had eczema from head to toe and would just scratch his head and bleed. And he was not a happy baby. And, I went to my pediatrician and allergist, and, their solution was, well, we're going to give him some, steroid creams, but you need to be very cautious about where you put it and how much you use. And you can give him Benadryl to help with the itching. And I just left that office feeling so hopeless and frustrated that they really didn't help me fix the solution. They just put this Band-Aid on this wound. And, I did try some of the recommendations that they had, but it wasn't helping alleviate his eczema. And his eczema turned into upper respiratory illnesses. And then ultimately he developed a peanut allergy. And if anybody knows anything about the autoimmune diseases, it usually roller coasts into something else. And I have to say that I'm truly grateful for Jess Potterton, and her background in respiratory therapy, and that if she didn't have the courage to share Juice Plus with me, I would have never had the opportunity to start to heal my son's gut and to start help him build in a better immune system to fight off his eczema, to help increase his ability to fight off respiratory illness. And then ultimately, to my surprise, we were able to overcome a peanut allergy. And I will tell you, I did my master's thesis on allergies, and everything that I learned was about the importance of getting as many nutrients as you can in somebody's diet to help build this gap between what they should be eating and what they're not eating. And to see my son's health change before my eyes in such a short amount of time, there was no way I could hold back sharing this information with people. I'm an educator at heart. My calling in life is to share my knowledge with everybody I meet. I felt that I literally couldn't hold back anymore. And I felt this ethical duty to share with other moms going through similar crisis with their own son or daughter's struggles with eating and getting good nutrition into your diet. So it immediately made sense for me to join this mission. As you know, I am an educator, and at the time when Juice Plus was brought into my life, I had stepped away from my job as a nutritionist at Villanova University, but was still seeking this opportunity to help people. And when I learned about the mission of this company to inspire healthy living in people, it just totally was in line with my values. We are a community of people that come together to offer support to people. We're not just about offering a solution with Juice Plus and to take your capsules and your shakes and your bars and grow your own food. We truly want to inspire you to make good decisions every day. And I think that's what I love the most, is that I'm in touch with my customers, I'm in touch with my team, and I'm watching people transform their lives right in front of me. I've seen people, go from having zero energy to being able to play with their kids endlessly. I've seen people lose tremendous weight. I've seen Ironman athletes and marathon runners recover quicker and reduce their times. I've seen people's cholesterol changes. I've seen skin changes. My own gum health, my reflux has gone away. So there is no denying that when you put these micronutrients and antioxidants in somebody's body, that you are going to improve their health. And I just really encourage you guys to take that leap of faith that Jess and Anne-Marie says. When you feel the need to share, you're doing a good thing by sharing something that that could possibly make a difference in somebody's life. And what other great, life experience could you have when a friend or a family says to you, thank you for having the courage to share this with me, because you have truly made an impact on my life, which also has had an impact on my own son and daughter's life or family member's life. And I'll tell you, in the last 4 years, I feel that I've made a greater impact on people's lives than I did in 12 years of counseling as a dietitian. I've affected hundreds of families, hundreds of individuals, and helped them transform their life just by offering them Juice Plus and offering a One Simple Change program. So you may be one person, but you're going to have a bigger impact on somebody's life by sharing Juice Plus and getting them connected with our community and mission, and just watching their whole health transform in front of you. So I want to thank you for coming on this journey with you. I look forward to meeting you in person, doing calls with you, helping you build this community. And I know that you're going to find your way. And I'm so happy for this business, because if it wasn't for this business, I would have never met Whitney Witzak. Whitney has been this true inspiration for me, because she's a mom. She's been on the other side of healthcare and has been more on the sick care side of things, and has struggled with, seeing doctors not really finding the time for nutrition education. And now she gets to follow her passion of sharing nutrition and education. And I know that is something that's really, really important to her, because I've seen her impact on her kids' school with her wellness committee, in her community, in Boys and Girls Club across America. And we are truly, truly fortunate to have Whitney on our team. So I can't wait for you guys to hear Whitney's story too.
Thanks, Jess. Oh my gosh, I feel so honored. This is so much fun doing it, this kind of recording with all of these amazing women. I think everyone listening to this is getting a sense for how awesome these women are, and you can imagine why I love doing this business and this mission with them every single day. I have learned so much from the three of you. You guys are the best. And you inspire me to be better every single day. And we can't wait for all of you guys to be a part of this community. So my background is like Jess alluded to, I was actually a pharmaceutical rep. They call me the recovering drug rep on the team. And I did that for 10 years. And I found myself about 7 years into it, and probably even before then, just frustrated by the state of healthcare, and frustrated by the fact that, more and more people were coming in taking more and more medicines. And it was all about, how do we get more medicines into a small, pack more medicines into one pill so that it's easier for people to be compliant with their medicines. And I just finally was like, gosh, at the time I had two young children. I had a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. And I was like, is this the path of my kids? Because if we keep increasing the number of medicines people take, by the time my kids are my age, it's going to be impossible. And so I just started thinking there's got to be a better way for a better future for my kids. So much so to the point where I got to the point where I felt like and this sounds a little extreme, and I always kind of hesitate to say this, but I felt like it was unethical for me to keep pushing these medicines without kind of a more long-term solution. And I don't mean to discredit medicine, because I think there is an important role, and there's a lot of people who do need them, and they play a great, great role, especially in acute care. But when I realized that for so many of the medicines that I was selling, there was, an option to actually eradicate these diseases with lifestyle modification. And as I kind of tuned into that and learned more about it, I said, wow, there's more to this. There's more to this, right? We can do more. And I really shifted to this focus on prevention. And Jess mentioned the wellness committee. And that's actually how I heard about Juice Plus. I joined the wellness committee at my daughter's school because I was very passionate, like I said, about the future of this next generation. I said, there's got to be a different way kind of outside of this disease care world to help people stay healthy. And so fortunately, I got to meet Jess Pelchata, because of our connection with trying to do wellness in our kids' schools. And Jess Patterson and I knew each other from church, but it was really the wellness committee connection that got us connected. And ever since, I've just been on this mission to help people get healthier, stay healthy, instead of taking care of, kind of sick people. And so for me and my family, we got started truly from a prevention point of view. We weren't struggling with specific illness. I wasn't trying to cure anything or change anything in our health. Really, I wanted to avoid, I always say, I wanted to not have my kids take the medicines I was selling down the road. So that was why we got started on Juice Plus. I said, I'm going to be proactive and we're going to stay healthy. And then we were pleasantly surprised when all of a sudden we started feeling better. That's not what we were expecting, but I noticed I had better energy throughout the day. Like Jess alluded to, several of us in the family had issues with constipation. That was resolved. My exercise just got better because I just was able to push myself a little bit more and have more fun with it and feel better. I'm now, I tackled my first couple half marathons. Now I'm training for my first triathlon. If you had asked me 4 years ago before I started on Juice Plus if I would ever do a triathlon, I would have said, yeah, when hell freezes over. I mean, there's just no way I could have thought of myself doing that. And it has been so much fun to just be on this journey. And I think so much of that is because of the community that I'm a part of. And I always share that with Juice Plus, it really isn't just about a product. It really is about a community. It's the community that we're hoping you see a little bit of in this call. We wanted to give you a little glimpse of just a little portion of our community. But this is just 4 people, and there's hundreds of us and really thousands of us in the whole Juice Plus community. That are out there really just trying to live the best life for ourselves, create the best and healthiest environment for our kids, and then just share that with others. And I can't not also talk about the fact that I absolutely love the company behind Juice Plus. And I feel like I kind of the people on this call represent the business side of things. I was in sales, and I always need to share that when I first heard about Juice Plus and that there was a business behind Juice Plus, I said, there's no way I'm going to sell anything anymore. I had decided to walk away from pharmaceutical sales. I wasn't going to sell anything. Certainly wasn't about to sell something that came in pill form. And then thank goodness for Jess Potterton. She helped me see the light. She helped me see that, this really is different than any other company out there. Different for sure than the sales that I was used to. And I'll never forget, it was her business card said wellness educator. And that was what sold it for me. I said, that's what I want to be. I want to be a wellness educator. I think we're all educators at heart. We all just want to help other people learn how to live a healthier life. And so I joined with this company, and I went to our first Juice Plus conference, and I sat there and I was blown away by the quality. And I have worked for several Fortune 500 companies. I worked for Pfizer Pharmaceuticals. I'm sure you've all heard of it. It's a pretty reputable company out there. I sat there and I learned about the Juice Plus company, and they're just amazing. The leadership, the marketing plan, how they incentivize us, how they support us, their care and passion for, we're not really employees, but we're the people who help promote, their product. I love that we're independent contractors and we're not an employee. But the way they take care of us, the unlimited earning potential. I mean, I was in sales and there was a cap on what I was able to make. I love that the harder I work in Juice Plus and the more I care and the more heart I put into it, the more money I make and the more lives I change. And I love that the amount of money that I make is just truly, a yardstick to show me how many lives that I'm changing. And so to be a part of a company where there's such a direct relationship to the amount of money you make and the lives that you change and the heart you put into it is, I think I hadn't found it yet. It's the first time that I've found it in a company. And so I can't not talk about that, because I think we get kind of talking about changing lives and how much we want to share the product. But the business is just as exciting to me to share with people. I think that this company and this community and this opportunity it's been as life-changing for me as the product has been. I remember when I finally realized that I had forgotten how to dream when I was an employee. And then I joined the Juice Plus company. And this Juice Plus company taught me how to dream again. It helped me realize that I can realize all my personal dreams. I can travel around the world. I can do what I want. And at the same time, I can still feel like I'm making a difference and being the change that I want to be in the world. And I had given up on that. I had decided that I was going to have to pick between making money and an income and helping people. And I'd resolved that. And I was actually going down a path where I was just going to not worry about the money and I was just going to help people. I had said goodbye to my Pfizer income and was ready to just kind of go out there and help people. And then Juice Plus allowed me to find this place where I can do both, where I can build an income, achieve my family's dreams, and help others do the same. So we are just so glad that you're a part of this journey with us. We cannot wait to hear what your stories will be. We can't wait to be a part of you creating your story, your product story with Juice Plus, and what it will do for you and your family, and also what it will do for all the people that you share it with. And at the same time, we can't wait. It gives me chills right now as I talk to you about this. I can't wait to hear what this business might do for you, what having that extra paycheck in the bank is going to do for you, what stress that could relieve for your family, what options it could create for you, and how it can help you dream again. I just can't wait to, dream with you and to create a future for you and your family and so many people that you know. And we're just excited to have you part of our group, Team Freedom, Juice Plus. So we hope this has been helpful to you guys and you've gotten some value from hearing our stories. And again, we can't wait to hear what your stories will be in the future. So get out there and change some lives.